Good evening, everybody. It's nice to be here once again. It's been a while since I've actually made a video. I concentrate on mostly the podcast. Well, the other day, you can already see behind me, the other day, an acronym hit me for COVID. And then I was looking at the number 19 and da da da, and that led into some weird spirituality stuff. But then there were actual meanings in the Bible, but we're not going there right now. I want to talk about COVID, just those letters. And it hit me the other day, and I wish I would have had time to make the video, but I'm going to make it today. Control, oppression, vaccination, violence. There's been a lot of violence leading to from this. Isolation and destruction. What is going on today? I guess it's fun to do an acronym, but in real serious matters, what is going on? This has been used to control you, your mind, your soul, your body. Oppression. Let's keep down anyone who disagrees with this, whether it be on YouTube, and Rumble will probably eventually follow. I'm sorry, but I can see it happening. Whether it be on Twitter or Getter or all these other places, Facebook, you're being oppressed if it doesn't agree with what the narrative is. Vaccination, which I told you about, is violence. Vaccination. This has been a goal since the 70s. This is not an overnight thing. This is not new. This just doesn't happen a few years ago, or even 5 years ago, or even 10 years ago. Well, maybe it has 10 years ago, but definitely it's been going on a while. The reason I say that is I've mentioned a commercial that I used to hear, and it said this thing that just happened had 10 years worth of studies behind it. Isolation. You are literally isolated from your family. I know I am. It wasn't because I chose not to see them, because, oh no, I don't want to get anything. No, they fell for this. They hook, line, and sinker. Got another sucker. They fell for this incredibly hard. Now, of course, my brother did not fall for this, but he lives in another state way down south. Eventually, I'll get around to see him. But family has been kept away from family, which has led to depression, suicidal tendencies, even suicides themselves, drinking, popping pills for their anxiety. And if you think I'm lying, ask around. Destruction, again, destruction of you. They have sought to destroy you and your family, your way of life, trying to make a living. And those who say they can see say they're going to stand up to it. Some do, some don't, but what are you standing for? A freedom that you never really had in the first place? Well, let's be honest with ourselves. Freedom has only been borrowed. See, man can't give you true freedom, but the Lord can. The Lord can wipe away their control. The Lord can wipe away their oppression, even though they will keep your speech down. It doesn't matter, because in the end you will overcome all of it. Vaccination, the Lord doesn't require vaccination. Unless you count the fact that he shed his blood for you. Violence, yeah, there'll be violence. Those who follow Christ will be persecuted. Sorry, we will be. Although it will not be like the persecution of which Wycliffe and John Huss, Huss I think his name is, I'm sorry, Jean Huss. My wife and I just watched a documentary, interestingly enough. My wife did not know about the gentleman. But anyways, aside. But imagine that persecution. Yes, I know we could lose our heads in the future, but we don't even realize all these languages. People swear at us and all this other kind of, call us morons and idiots and crazy people. That is not persecution. Those who got burned at the stake from the Roman Catholic Church, that's persecution. We don't even have a clue yet. Destruction. All of it. In isolation, we talked about the family. Destruction. All the devil has been doing is using science to destroy people. I'm not against science. Science so falsely called, but this fake science, the evolution, which they proved is wrong. So I don't want to make this video too long because I do have a podcast that I'm going to be doing tonight. But I wanted to show this acronym because at first I thought it was interesting, but then I thought more and more about it and how serious it is. Control, oppression, vaccination, isolation, and destruction. If you can't see it, then perhaps you never will. Perhaps you're willingly deceived and you're okay with it. And there are some that just don't care. I talked about that before, and their selfish desires. But thank you for tuning into this video. I am, as always, thankful for your time. And I'm trying to shut off this video, and I can't do it. For some odd reason, there's something going on with my screen. If you excuse me for a moment. Can't get that clicker to go, so very unprofessional video on my part tonight. That's one-man showdown here. All right, I apologize for that. And with that, thank you. And remember this. This is, after that unserious moment, that's serious. This is a big situation we're in. A lack of better phrasing. Excuse me for my intelligence level on that last phrasing. I was lacking a little intellect on that sentence. But it couldn't be more plain. Control, oppression, vaccination, isolation, and destruction. Again, if you don't see it, you never will. God bless. Have a great night.